Hello and welcome to video 3, and here are the worksheets that I have for you this week, the ugly 5. Please remember, by the way, to put your name on, because sometimes I do get them and I do need specimens of your handwriting because I'm not sure who they belong to. So as I say, our word of the week is revolting, so just write down the meaning there. We talked about that in the last video, the synonym and the antonym, and then please use your imagination to give me a great sentence with the word revolting in. Now, here's some of our vocab that we were looking at before. We've got ungainly, clan, appalled, bristly, and specimen. So see if you can draw a line to link each word to the meaning. So ungainly, if you can remember, that was something that was the opposite of graceful. So I would draw a line there from ungainly to lacking in grace when moving. And then have a look at our word bank. That's all the words again, the words of the week and those 5 other focus words. And I'd like you to see if you can put them in these sentences so that they make sense. So let's have a look first at the first one. Miss Justine's pet Zeph, that's her dog, was a fine something of a big dog. Now this is quite a tricky one, but if you can remember when we looked at the hyena, it was, I'd use the word specimen here. It's a typical type of it, typical of its type. So you can say, oh, that's a fine specimen of a dog. That means it's a fine example of a dog. So that's what the word I would put in there. So have a look down there and see the words that you would put in. Now, this is our dictionary skills. So I'd like you to do this particularly if you're in the red group. Have a look online or in a real dictionary and see if you can give me the meanings of these words. I've just picked out a few. We've got graceful, frump, preen, ambled, and vile. Now, you do not have to write everything it says in the dictionary. Just use your own words to summarise what it means. So don't copy out every single thing that the dictionary says. Just summarise it. So you might, for example, let's have a look, which one should we use? Tell you what, use vile. Vile is another word that's a bit similar to revolting and disgusting. So you can say that it's an adjective because it's a describing word and it means similar to revolting or disgusting. That's all you need to write. You don't need to write out the whole dictionary definition. Then now I'm sure you noticed that the book was written in rhyme. So I have some rhyming tasks here. And I've made them quite tricky. So you can't just look at them, you have to say them out loud because the spellings do not tell you whether they rhyme. You cannot look at those spellings and think, these two have the same, like I shall give you an example. So we've got the word food here, O-O-D. Now we've got the word good. They look like they might rhyme, don't they? Because they've got the same ending, the double O-D, but they're not pronounced the same way at all. Food and good, they're very different. So have a look at those and circle anything along each line that rhymes with the one in bold. And then I thought it'd be time to do some research because I've had some fabulous answers when you guys have done some research. So I've given you a quiz. Now, these are just some of the videos that you can click on. You don't have to click on these if you don't want to, but it might be fun. I think YouTube's a great way to learn because I think a lot of us like to learn, with pictures and sound. So these videos are just very simple explanations of some of the questions that we've got. We're going to look at, in the story at the very end, we had the animals cast long shadows, it said. Where are they? Where is that? There we go. So they're walking across this African savanna landscape and they've cast long shadows. So I thought we'd have a little look at shadows because I know your topic for this time is space. And this actually does link to this topic of space. So let's have a look at some how shadows are formed and what makes a shadow a long shadow or a short shadow. And then there's some information in these videos too about savanna. So here's our questions. We've got about the shadow. What causes a shadow to form? What would make the strongest shadow? An opaque object, a transparent object, or a translucent object? If you have a look at those videos, you will learn all about that. Why do shadows change size and direction throughout the day? So that again is explained in those videos. What does the African savanna look like? And you can draw a picture actually if you like, or you can just describe it. I'll give you a clue. It's not like a jungle. There aren't lots and lots of trees. It's more bushes, there's a few trees, and there's lots of grassland in the savannah. And what's the climate like? Now, what I mean by that is it hot all the time? Does it rain all the time? Do they have seasons like summer, winter, spring and autumn? You can just tell me roughly what the climate's like. I don't need a very detailed answer. But what's a herbivore next? What's a predator? We've certainly had some of those in the story. And then the shy 5 animals prefer to come out at night. What do we call the animals that come out and are active after dark? And then we have a word search. I've got a dot to dot there with some savannah animals on. And this, I would really love it if you guys could video yourselves doing this. Colour in these pictures and then cut them out and see if you can make them into finger puppets. And then it would be lovely if you could reenact the story. Maybe you could reenact it to tell a younger brother or sister or tell your mum. And if you want to video yourself reenacting the story and send it to me, I would be delighted. And then we have an animal maze here and a savannah, picture of a savannah. So that's what the savannah looks like. It's definitely not like a jungle. There's only a few trees here and there. So see if you can colour that in and draw some pictures of your favourite 5 animals. Maybe you like the ugly 5, maybe you like the big 5 or the shy 5. Remember at the back of the book we had this explanation. So we had the big 5, the little 5, the shy 5 and the ugly 5. See if you can put in some animals in your picture. And then finally there's some handwriting practice using some words from the story. So I will be back in a minute with video 4, just to have a look at the sort of answers that I would be hoping to find on your worksheets. So tune back in for the next video, which will be the final one for this week. Okay, thank you, bye.